Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is a personal finance book presented through the author's childhood experiences with two father figures, his biological poor dad and his best friend's wealthy rich dad. The book contrasts their philosophies about money, work, and investing, ultimately advocating for financial literacy, asset acquisition, and entrepreneurial thinking as paths to wealth. Key concepts: assets versus liabilities. The core message revolves around understanding the difference between assets, things that put money in your pocket, and liabilities, things that take money out. The rich focus on acquiring assets, while the poor and middle class accumulate liabilities they mistakenly believe are assets, like a primary residence. The rich don't work for money. The book emphasizes that the wealthy make their money work for them through investments and businesses rather than solely relying on a paycheck. Financial literacy. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of understanding financial concepts, including accounting, investing, markets, and the law. He argues that schools don't adequately teach these crucial skills. Mind your own business. This principle encourages readers to focus on building and maintaining their asset column, rather than solely working for someone else's business. Taxes and corporations. The book highlights how the wealthy use corporations to reduce their tax burden and protect their assets. The rich invent money. This concept encourages financial creativity and finding unconventional ways to generate income and wealth. Work to learn, not for money. In the early stages, Kiyosaki advises prioritizing learning valuable skills and knowledge over high salaries. Overcoming fear and cynicism. The book addresses the psychological barriers that prevent people from taking financial risks and pursuing wealth. Narrative. The book is structured around Kiyosaki's personal anecdotes and the contrasting lessons he learned from his two dads. The poor dad, a highly educated but financially struggling government employee, represents the traditional mindset of working hard for a salary and believing in job security. The rich dad, a self-made entrepreneur with an 8th grade education, teaches Kiyosaki unconventional financial wisdom, emphasizing the importance of owning assets and making money work for you. Through stories and analogies, Kiyosaki illustrates complex financial concepts in an accessible way. He shares lessons learned from early business ventures with his friend Mike, guided by the rich dad's principles. The book challenges common financial beliefs, such as the idea that a house is always an asset, and encourages readers to think differently about money and wealth creation. Overall, message: Rich Dad, Poor Dad encourages readers to take control of their financial future by prioritizing financial education, understanding the power of assets, and cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. It advocates for breaking free from the rat race of working for money and instead building passive income streams that lead to financial independence. The book's accessible language and compelling narrative have made it a popular and influential work in the personal finance genre, sparking discussions and inspiring readers to rethink their approach to money and wealth.